Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. My name is Denise. At this channel, we discuss dating advice for women 55 and older. From a hypergamous lens, I give my real-life dating reviews. I have joined, online dating apps. I am a active member of the matchmaking company It's Just Lunch. I've had 5 matches with them, so I have 7 more to go for a total of 12, which reminds me that I need to contact my matchmaker to see, what's going on, because I haven't heard from her in about a month. So today I would like to discuss jealousy. In full transparency, I experienced jealousy for the first time in a very long time. And I'm told that if you experience jealousy, then you have strong feelings for the person that you are jealous with, or that has brought up those jealous feelings. And I think it's been a long time, because I try to be self-aware. And if I'm having feelings, I try to bring them to the forefront and ask myself, okay, so what is that feeling? What does it feel like? What's going on with you? What are you thinking? So when I had this feeling, I said, oh, that's jealousy. So backstory, maybe a week or two ago, I went on a tour. I live in Georgia, so I went on a tour to Sapelo Island. Sapelo Island is one of the 7 Georgia coast islands where the African slaves were brought to and dispersed throughout Georgia. So there's 7 islands, I believe. I think they're called Barrier Sea Islands. And so there's Sapelo Island, Tybee Island, and 4 or 5 others that I don't know of. But I always wanted to go to Sapelo Island because it's the least developed of the islands. All the other islands have condos. The land has been purchased from the original people. Sapelo Island, the government owns 70 to 90% of it, and 10% is still owned by only 50 African ancestors, descendants of the original people. The island was purchased by R.J. Reynolds in the 1800s and was he used it for, I think, tobacco, because I think R.J. Reynolds was a tobacco company owner. Anyway, if I got it wrong, forgive me, because I didn't do the research on it, because it's not important at this moment. But anyway, I always wanted to see Sapelo Island, and I went with a man that I've known pretty much all of my life. So while we were taking the ferry from the small town in Georgia over to Sapelo Island, I ran into somebody who works at the same place where I work, a young woman in her early 30s. And she had her baby with her, and she had her partner, the baby's dad. So how strange is this? Because it's like, this is a 5-6 hour trip from where we work by car. And then we got to take a ferry from the small town in Darien, Georgia, over to Sapelo Island. And here I meet her. And I just talked to her maybe a week or 2 ago when she came to my office to borrow some office supplies. So this is really weird. So we're talking. My date is in between us. She's on one side of him. I'm on the other, and we're talking over him. Not a long conversation about, strange meeting here and all of that. I'm not sure if we introduced our partners. I think we did. I think I introduced who I was with, and she introduced who she was with, I think. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. But we were talking, so it was a quick conversation. That was the end of it. And she said that it was a weekday. We went on a Friday. And so she said that she was working, doing, some work on the island. So I was like, cool. So my friend and I, we took the tour, and then she and her partner and baby, they went somewhere else and did what they had to do. So maybe 3 or 4 hours later, we see them at the beach, the family at the beach, the young lady at the beach. And so earlier, my friend had said, you know, she has beautiful skin. I said, yes, she does. And I told her that when I first met her. You know, she is a dark-skinned woman, like dark woman. And her skin is flawless. She didn't have on any makeup. I mean, no blemishes, nothing. Just beautiful, gorgeous, dark skin. And she's pretty. So she's in her early 30s. She just had a baby. She was with her partner. So after I finished talking, we get off the bus. About an hour later, my friend says to me, she has really beautiful skin. You know, he said, she has beautiful chocolate skin. I said, yes, she does. And so then about 3 to 4 hours later, we see them again. And he says to her in front of, you know, all the people around, where whoever was around could hear, you have really beautiful skin. And she said, thank you. She was a little uncomfortable with that. Her partner was with her. And then he said it, you know, he gushed it a second time. And I said, that's enough. I just said, quietly, we were side by side. I said, that's enough. So that really bothered me basically for the rest of the trip. And it bothered me. And I had to like say, okay, so why are you upset? You know, what is that about? What is that feeling? So a couple of things came up. I thought it was rude and disrespectful for him to do that. And this is a really good guy. This is a provider, protector, leader kind of guy. Okay. So, and we're not in a relationship. We're not in a relationship. So we're just getting a feel for each other, even though I've known him all of my life. So we're not in a relationship, but it took the wind out of my sail. And so I said, well, why did it take the wind out of your sail? She is beautiful. She is a young woman who has a baby and a partner, and her baby's 8 months old. And they were there as a family. And so I had to dig deep. And so what it was is that it took the wind out of my sail, because here I was dressed and everything. I didn't look like any of the other women. I looked summerish. I had on one of the striped maxi dress that I've shown in my videos before. I can link it in the description box. I had on that dress, made up and everything. And men on the tour were looking at me with admiration. And they kept looking at me, treating me with all kinds of, you know, admiration. You could tell when a man likes the way you look. And so none of them, not one, and the men there were with women, their wives, girlfriends, or whatever. They were there with women. There was like 2 or 3 black women who came alone, maybe 2, but everybody else was partnered. And it was mostly, I guess the ethnic composition doesn't really matter. But anyway, in terms of single, there was like 2 black women who were single, and everyone else was partnered. And so not one man said anything to compliment me, even though I could tell that they wanted to. But my friend felt he had to publicly say something about this young woman's beauty. Now, I guess I wouldn't have been so perturbed if he had maybe mentioned it when she and I were talking and her partner was a part of the conversation. But even her partner was looking at me with admiration, and he didn't say anything about the way I looked. So that was the first thing that got me guarded, that I thought it was rude and disrespectful. Then I had to dig a little deeper, and I was like, well, she is pretty. And she's younger, and she's a mother, and I'm not. I'm not 30-something. I'm not a mother, and she has a partner, her baby's father, even though they're not married. And I referred to them as husband and wife, and neither said anything. There was like this awkward silence. So I'm like, oh, they're not married. And then I looked at their fingers, and nobody was wearing a ring. So they're just, you know, doing what young people do today, have babies without marriage. So I had to dig deep about that, you know, she's younger than me by 20, 30 years. She has a baby. I don't. She has a partner. I'm looking for one, and for marriage. So those are the three things that made me jealous. So then later, hours later, when I got along with my friend, I told him my feelings. And he was very, very receptive, very receptive. He was like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. And I said to him, if you could just do me a favor, please. Whether the woman is old as Methuselah or young as a baby, just keep it to yourself. Just keep it to yourself. And then what made me say Methuselah is that then we got to another part of the tour where there was an older woman. She looked to be in her 70s, was talking about something, and then she stopped talking. And then they took us to, I don't know what you call it, some kind of laboratory where they were saving all these different animals, turtles and this and that. And she was talking about it. And he said, thank you, young lady. And something about her looking young. And it was really cringy to me and awkward because she looked her age. But that's how my friend is. And honestly, when men do that, I just feel like they're looking for attention. That the attention that, who they're with is not enough, that they got to get more attention. So that's why I said to my friend, whether the woman is old as Methuselah or young as a baby, just keep how you feel about them to yourself. And he said, your wish is my command. And we went on to have a great time together. So thank you for watching this video. The point is this: we have our feelings as mature women, and it's up to us to dig deep and to figure out why we're having the feelings and work on it, right? Work on it. But at the same time, we have the duty to ourselves to say to someone who has done a behavior that makes us, feel bad, to say, that doesn't make me feel good. And I went on to tell my partner, how I felt. I said I felt dismissed. It took the wind out of my sail. And it felt rude and disrespectful. And he was receptive to all of it. And he said, my wish is your command. He said, your wish is my command. Or whatever that, you know what I mean. He honored my feelings. He cherished my feelings. And no more of that happened. No more of that happened. So, ladies, honor our feelings. If we don't honor our feelings, what have we really got? Because our feelings are connected to our intuition, and our thoughts are connected to our feelings. And we have to do our own healing. We can't expect our partners to do it. We can't expect our children to do it. We have to do our own healing. Go to a therapist, ask yourself the questions, be honest with yourself. And I was. So if you like this video or any of my others, please like, subscribe, share, tell others about this channel. Last month was our 1-year anniversary on YouTube. I have 105 subscribers. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to those who have subscribed to the newsletter. And thank you to those who have signed up to get your free journal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm so that my videos can be dispersed to a wider group of people, wider group of women of all ages. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.